Hi North, welcome back. This is week two, lesson 1 for you, okay? And hopefully, last week we kind of stumbled through it a little bit. Hopefully, most of you made it to the video last week and were able to watch the lesson. And if you're watching this now, you've at least made it this week, right? Okay? The great thing is that all of those lessons from previous weeks will always be available to you. So if you ever want to look at them, access them again, look at them again, do them again, whatever, they're there for you. All you have to do is click on that grade level and then click on that lesson, all right? So first thing I want to tell you is that you are doing so great. Like, you might not feel like you're doing great. You were trying to figure out all this remote learning. You are, we are, but I think you're doing a fantastic job. You guys are getting all this information and figuring out how it's done. And I really think that we'll get the hang of this, okay? You guys are doing great. Okay, now the other thing I want to tell you about is if you're not doing great and you need some extra help, like you need some live teaching, some live talking with Mrs. Heyman, I'm going to do a Google Meet with each grade level Monday through Thursday. And so my 4th grade time is at 1:20. You guys are 1:20 to 1:35. And then my 5th grade Google Meet time is 1:35 to 1:50. Do you have to come to these Google Meets? No. This is just something, if you want to talk to me live, you got a question about the lesson, question about music, you just want to say hi, something like that, you just go to your Google Classroom and then I'll have a Meet link set up for you. All you have to do is click on it and then I should appear, okay? All right, so last week we did that Uptown Funk cup percussion thing, okay? And so we used a cup as our percussion instrument. And hopefully last week you remember we talked about what is a percussion instrument. A percussion instrument is something that can be hit or struck to make it vibrate. If you remembered that V word, bravo, okay? So I used an example last week of my hands clapping, right? Okay, so that's body percussion. There are many, many types of body percussions out there, and we're going to use some more body percussion today. Here are the ones we're going to use. This is what you have to know how to do. You have to know how to step. Can you do that? Of course you can. All right, you have to know how to clap. Bravo, you can do that. Aha, here's one I don't know if everybody can do. This. Can you snap? If you can't snap, what I always like to tell kids is fake it, okay? Just put a little thing in there, and who knows, all this practicing snapping, you might be able to snap by the end of the song, okay? And then you have to know how to pat, okay? So those are the only body percussions that you need for this song, all right? Now, there are 2 parts to our song, okay? I'm gonna teach you the first body percussion part, and then I'll teach you the second, and then we'll put it together, and then of course I have a song to go with it, all right? So the first thing that you're going to do is, I know you can't see my feet too well, but hopefully you can see my legs, and you'll know what to do. You're gonna start with you're gonna step with this foot over here, and then this foot is gonna slide over and meet it, and step. When that foot steps, you snap at the same time. Let's try it. Ready? Here we go. Slide, snap, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to do step, step. So you just step with each foot. Step, step, and then you clap your hands. Let's put it all together. Here we go. It's slide, snap, step, step, clap. Did you get all that? So let's do it up to tempo. Ready, and here we go. Slide, snap, step, step, clap. There you go. And then guess what? You do it the other way. Slide, snap, step, step, clap. Slide, snap, step, step, clap. Slide, snap, step, step, clap. Now, if you need some practice with that, great, just pause it. Just pause the video, practice it on your own, or rewind it a little and try it again with me a little slower, okay? So that's the first move that you have to learn, okay? Okay, then the second one, I call this move, the first one I call the slide, because we start with the slide. The second move we're gonna call the butterfly, okay? But it actually starts with our hands patting, okay? Pat your thighs. You hear that? Da 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 da. Pat your thighs. And that's how the first part goes. And then you're gonna cross your arms like you're pouting, right? Right? But don't cross your arms all the way. Keep your hands flat. And you want to pat the upper part of your arm 2 times. Okay? So let's put it all together. Pat your thighs. See how that goes? I call it butterfly because this is kind of like a butterfly here. All right, so, and then there's one more part. At the end, you just clap your hands 2 times. That's it. So it's pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap. Let's do it slow. Ready? Here we go. Pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap. Try it a little faster. Ready? And here we go. Pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap. And that's actually how fast we do it with the song. All right? Let's do that body percussion, that second one. Let's do it 4 times in a row. Ready? And here we go. I lost count. Was that 4? All right. Hopefully you've got that down, pat down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the slide thing 4 times. All right, that first one, and then we're gonna do the second one 4 times. Okay, one right after the other. Put that together, and then if all goes well, we will put it with the song. Okay, so ready? And here we go. Slide, step, 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 up. Hopefully you made it through. And in the song, we'll be going back and forth between those 2. So after this, then we go back to the slide, step, 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 clap, okay? All right, so we're gonna try this with this song. It's called Dig It Up, and it's from this movie called Holes. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but it's a really good movie, and I hope you like this song.
You got to go dig those holes.
So just snap at the beginning.
And withered souls, emancipated from all you know. You got to go dig those holes.
Get ready. We're not there yet. We're just snapping. Just getting the groove here. Still just getting the groove. Ready? Here we go.
Take it up.
If not, it's okay. It's okay. If you can only do one of the moves, that's okay. Or if you make a mistake, that's okay. Just hop back in whenever you can. It's not a big deal, all right? All right, so let's talk about what we just did. All those body percussions that we were doing, we were creating rhythms again, just like we were creating rhythms last week with our cup percussion, okay? So the first one I want to show you, this one, okay? So this one, remember when you were little, you did tas and titis. So if you were to read this using tas and titis, you would go ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, right? But we know that real life grown-up musicians don't use tas and titis. They actually count the music. So how would you count this music? I'll give you a couple seconds to see if you can figure it out. Hopefully you figured out that it is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our quarter notes, they just get that number, right? But then when you get to eighth notes, you've got to add a little and with it, don't you? 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? Now, so that's our first rhythm, all right? Okay. This is our second rhythm. Now, some of you might be seeing something new on this card, all right? And that is, you might be looking at this going, Mrs. Heyman, I think you made those eighth notes wrong. I didn't, because they're not eighth notes. They're actually called 16th notes. Do you remember last week when I was telling you what rhythm was? Rhythm is a combination of long sounds, short sounds, and silence, right? Well, our eighth notes here, those are pretty short sounds, okay? But these 16th notes are even shorter than the eighth notes, okay? So when you are doing this with tas and titis, you actually say tiri tiri. That's what you say. Tiri tiri ta, ti 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 ti. Tiri tiri ta, ti 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 ti. So now you might be thinking, okay, that's great, Mrs. Heyman, but how do real life grown-up musicians count it? Well, you have to do one E and a. One E and a. Seriously, one E and a. One E and a 2, 3 and 4 and. One E and a 2, 3 and 4 and. All right, so we've got our two different rhythms here. So I'm gonna kind of ask you the same thing I asked you last week. Which body percussion section goes with which? So we had that first section, which was slide, snap, step, step, clap. And then we had the second section, which was pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap. So which one is which? Do you know? Well, I will tell you. The pink one is the first body percussion that we did. Slide, snap, step, step, clap, okay? And then the red one was that butterfly one that I did. Pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap. Pat your thighs, arm, arm, clap, clap, okay? So those are our two different rhythms that we used. All right, now, I also want to talk a little bit about, do you remember how at the beginning of the song, I had you just snapping your fingers? Just snapping your fingers. And we just kept doing that. We were kind of getting the groove of the music, right? Well, what were we snapping to? If you said beat, you'd be exactly right. That's the beat of the music. Beat is that underlying pulse under the music. It's steady. It stays the same. It's like your heartbeat, or it's like a clock ticking. It doesn't change, it just keeps going. It's like when you're listening to some music and you start bobbing your head to it, you're probably bobbing your head to the beat, or you're tapping your toes to the beat, right? All right, so we were also, when we were doing that, we were snapping to the beat, but we were also getting the tempo of the music. What is tempo? Tempo is the speed of the music, how fast or how slow the music is. We're not gonna delve into tempo too much today, but someday I'm gonna come back to a lesson with you guys, and it's gonna be on tempo. We're gonna talk about tempo, and I am going to see how many of you remember what tempo is from this lesson. So what is tempo again? Tempo is the speed of the music, like how fast or how slow the music is, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Sure. All right, we're gonna do the song and the dance moves one more time, and then you're free to go, okay?
You got to go and dig those
So get that beat.
With broken hands and withered souls, emancipated from all you know. You got
Still
to
just
go
getting the groove
and
here.
dig those holes.
Getting the tempo. Still getting in the groove. Are you ready? Here we go. I think you guys did a fantastic job today. I'm really proud of you, and I hope to see you next time.